A lucid dreamer's warning. Do not eat food when you are dreaming, and I'll tell you why. Here we go. Welcome to my channel, Just Angelica J. I'm Angelica. So it has been several years. Gosh, it's probably been maybe over 5 years. And I had this lucid dream, this very lucid dream. And I don't know if you are like me. Some of you might not dream at all. Actually, my husband, he rarely wakes up and remembers dreams. I myself, it's kind of like 50-50. But I do remember this dream that always sticks with me, and it is very lucid. So in my dream, I remember it was a beautiful day, like in a park. There was trees, there was people. It was giving park. I was like at a park. Very wonderful day. I live in Texas and it's very hot, even sometimes in the spring. But in my dream, it was like this perfect mild weather. I saw people everywhere. There was people flying kites. And before me was this beautiful picnic, like a picnic blanket. And it was just like this beautiful spread of cakes and fresh fruit, sandwiches. I remember seeing a picture of like ice cold lemonade with like lemon slices in it. If I could draw you a picture of this picnic, it was just beautiful. And it was so vivid. And I was getting like this sense that it was just, of course, when you're dreaming, most times you don't know that you're dreaming. So at that moment, I saw this food and I just wanted some of the fruit. I remember I saw grapes and apples and orange slices and just all this fresh fruit. And so first I said, gosh, I'm really thirsty. I want some of that lemonade. So I grabbed this ice cold pitcher, and it was like a glass pitcher. It was so beautifully like just probably like the perfect way that you would display lemonade. And the pitcher was kind of like frosty, icy with condensation. There was like a glass of ice on this picnic blanket, and I'm pouring the lemonade. And as I put the pitcher down, all of a sudden I pause and I hear, "Don't." And it wasn't like a yell or a scream, but it wasn't quite a whisper, but it was very firm, "Don't." I don't know whose voice that was, and I stopped. And I put the lemonade down, but then I go right back to the fresh fruit, and I see these beautiful like strawberries and like bunches of like green and purple like grapes, or like the dark red grapes. And I remember grabbing a red one, and it was so like just juicy. And I grab it, and before I can put it up to my lips to taste it, again, I hear, "Don't." So then I'm like, and in my dream, I realize, let me put the food down. And I'm kind of looking around. People are still like flying kites and just enjoying the day. And I look around, no one's around me, but I keep hearing like, "Don't." And then as I'm sitting on this picnic blanket, I come to the realization, oh my gosh, Angelica, you're dreaming. And I say this out loud. And then I noticed the people that were flying kites and people that were also like just enjoying the weather, they stopped. And then I hear a voice going, "Don't do that, or they'll know." So I'm like, oh. And I subconsciously just realized, like, I better wake up. This is very strange. So I couldn't wake up. And I knew I was in a dream. And then I remember someone was flying a kite. It was like this man, and his head like turned to look at me. And I knew in that moment, oh, let me pretend that I don't know that I'm dreaming. And I remember I grabbed like the lemonade, like, ha 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 ha. Even in my dream, I'm dreaming that I'm pretending that I don't know that I'm in a dream. And I close my eyes, and I'm literally like telling myself, Angelica, wake up, wake up. And I do, I wake up. It was like just a gasp, and I wake up and I'm like, oh, that was crazy. And then I look at the time. It's like 4 a.m. and I kind of like woke up abruptly, where even my husband kind of woke up, and he's like, are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm fine. I had a strange dream. And I kind of always remember my dreams. So to him, that was just, oh, another dream. Okay, let's go to sleep. So that dream stuck with me. And I did a little research, and here's what I found out. Now, I'm gonna tell you what I've kind of discovered, but have any of you seen the movie Pan's Labyrinth? And in that movie, and if you haven't seen it, I hope I'm not spoiling it for you. It's been out for a long time, but I guess I'll give you a spoiler alert at this point. If you happen that you want to see it, then don't listen to this part of the video. But there is a scene in this movie where the little girl gets like chalk, and in her bedroom, the El Fauno gives her chalk and she draws a doorway. And it kind of leads you to believe like it's this dream state that she's in, and she dreams of drawing with the chalk a doorway. She opens it and she stumbles upon this huge table of like food and like think roasted chicken and like exotic fruits and pastries. Just if you are starving in your dream, that's the table you want to be at. But she's supposed to go in. She has a purpose or like a mission. She's supposed to go in, and I think she's supposed to get like a key or something. And she's assisted with these two fairies, and these fairies are telling her like, no, don't touch the food. And she's like, you know, shooing them away. And she grabs this grape, and is it a grape? I don't know if it's a fig or a grape. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen it. But she grabs food off the table, and she takes a bite, and it awakens this creepy like monster that has like eyes on its palms. Very just stunning scene, but very, very creepy. So from seeing that movie, it kind of ties into what I'm about to say. So I looked up why you're not supposed to eat when you are dreaming. Some of you may believe this. Some of you think it's malarkey. Some of you are like, I eat all the time in my dreams and it's wonderful and nothing ever happens. But I want to share with you what I've discovered. And it kind of is very eerie and creepy to me, because I remember when I had this dream, something was telling me, don't. And look, I grew up where I remember my grandmother, I was a young kid, and I remember, you know, I would always tell her my dreams. I've always had vivid dreams since I was a kid. And one time she goes, and my grandmother told me this in Spanish. She's like, if you're ever dreaming and you get the sense that you need to use a restroom, don't dream that you're using the restroom, because you could soil yourself in bed. Of course, I was a young kid and she just thought, oh, ha ha ha, that's funny, but don't do that. But no one ever warned me about eating stuff in your dream. And I remember having this dream going, why did I dream that? Why did I dream that you're not supposed to eat something? And it did sort of remind me of that scene from Pan's Labyrinth. And it sent me on this like rabbit hole of why you're not supposed to eat in your dream. And from that moment of having that lucid dream and kind of going down the rabbit hole and connecting to like the scene from Pan's Labyrinth, I will tell you why. Whether you believe it or not, I don't know. But let me tell you why. And this is just something that's kind of general. It just touches like the surface on this. You definitely can do your own research. You might already know this. So, cultural and spiritual beliefs. In some cultures and spiritual practices, eating food in dreams is thought to have symbolic implications. For instance, it could symbolize a spiritual exchange or an invitation to accept something from another realm. Some believe it might represent absorbing energy or influence that might not be beneficial. Look, believe what you want. I'm just reading what I've discovered. By the way, I have this tea. It's so good. It's been cold outside. Okay, so number 2, another thing that might kind of tie in with not eating food in dreams, or when you dream of eating food, would be psychological symbolism. Food in dreams often represents fulfillment or emotional nourishment. If you're eating in a dream, it might signify craving something emotional, mental, or physical beyond the food itself. So I could see how that eating the food might be you craving maybe more knowledge, or like it states, something emotional, mental, physical in your real world life. And here's number 3, and this is why I said in the beginning of this video, a lucid dreamer's warning. In lucid dreaming communities, some suggest that eating food in dreams could distract you from the dream's purpose or exploration. The act might symbolize getting stuck in the illusion rather than using the dream for self-discovery or problem solving. Okay, here's where it gets kind of like, creepy. This would be, I guess, a mythical association. And some people absolutely believe this. Many myths, such as the story of Persephone, I hope I'm saying that right, eating pomegranate seeds in the underworld, caution against eating in dreamlike or otherworldly states. The belief suggests it could symbolically tie you to another realm or situation. Now, from a scientific standpoint, eating in a dream is harmless. It likely reflects your subconscious process, hunger, habits, or emotional states. If the idea worries you, it might be worth exploring what the dream means to you personally. So let's explore the darker side of why you shouldn't eat in your dreams. And this kind of ties into sort of like what I researched. Kind of like it makes sense because in my dream, I felt this powerful, like, don't. And that's all it was. It was like, don't. And was it my subconscious telling me in my dreamlike state, don't eat the food? Because also when I kind of said out loud in my dream, oh, I'm dreaming, wake up, Angelica. It's like the dream stopped and it's like everyone in my dream was looking at me and I'm like, oh, this feels ominous. And I just remember closing my eyes and telling myself to wake up, to wake up. So there's a chilling theory about why you shouldn't eat in your dreams. When you consume food in the dream world, you're not satisfying an imaginary hunger. You're opening a doorway for something else. According to this theory, dream food isn't real nourishment. It's bait set by entities that exists in the spaces between consciousness. Eating in your dream binds you to that realm. Okay, that's creepy. Giving these entities permission to anchor themselves to you in the waking world. Some believe that you eating for example, if you eating from a table of food in your dream is almost like binding you like a contract. It's a bait. It goes on to say, people who report eating in dreams often wake up feeling drained, disoriented, or with unexplained physical ailments. Some suggest that consuming dream food symbolizes a contract with the dream realm, allowing these entities to feed off of your life's energy. Wow. Others believe eating in dreams creates a tether between you and the dream world, making it harder for you to fully wake, leaving part of your consciousness trapped. So while eating in dreams might seem harmless, the theory warns that it's better to resist, lest you lose part of yourself to something you never fully understand. Look, there are a lot of strange things that happen to people that science cannot explain, right? I mean, I think I've lived long enough to see things that are very strange. But I will say, when I had this vivid dream, I remember two things that were just spooky. The fact that twice I tried to drink the lemonade and I heard a voice say, don't. And then when I tried to eat the fruit, I heard a voice say, don't. And then when I said to myself in the dream, oh, Angelica, wake up, you're dreaming, like the world stopped, like time stopped in my dream. And the people that were kind of like in the background enjoying the day at the park were just frozen and staring at me. And I didn't hear a voice. I just knew, oh, this was bad. Why are they looking at me that way? And I shut my eyes and I was like, wake up, Angelica, wake up. And I woke up abruptly. It was very scary. So I came across this information, which would maybe sort of explain when I said out loud in my dream, oh, this is a dream, Angelica. And everyone was like looking at me. It was very strange. And it started to feel very like ominous. So it says, disruption of the dream world. Dreams are often illogical and surreal. When you become aware you're dreaming, it can disrupt the natural flow of the dream, making it feel less stable and more like a controlled experience. This can lead to a loss of the dream's magic or wonder. Well, it definitely like put a pause on that beautiful picnic, happy day when I realized, oh, you're dreaming. And I said that. And then it says, Fear of the unknown. Dreams can sometimes be scary, and recognize your dreaming might amplify that fear. The unknown nature of dreams can be unsettling, and knowing you're in a dream might heighten the sense of vulnerability. Look, when I was dreaming and I said to myself while I was dreaming, "Oh, you're dreaming, Angelica," and like the world stopped around me, it felt ominous, but it also gave me this like panic of like kind of when people explain sleep paralysis. When, you're sleeping, you open your eyes, but you can't move, and it's so scary. That's actually kind of what I felt while I was dreaming. Is there is there such a thing as dream paralysis? Because that's kind of what I felt. I was sitting on that picnic blanket, fully aware that it was a dream. I said it out loud. Everything around me was just creepy. And I could not wake up. And I was telling myself, wake up, wake up. And I was stuck for a moment where I panicked. And then eventually I did wake up. But in those seconds of like panic, it really felt like sleep paralysis. So super scary. I don't want to experience that again. Thankfully, I have not experienced that again. But when I kind of went down this little rabbit hole of what it all means, yeah, there's some things that chalk it up to just, oh, well, it means something else, or it's harmless. But then when you look at the superstitious side of things, or like cultural mythical things, yeah, it gets kind of like scary. And I also read that acknowledging that you know that you're in a dream while you are in the dream could cause the things that you're dreaming about, or like for me, example, there's people in a park, it could cause the dream to turn hostile, which will increase your anxiety and actually ruin like the REM sleep cycle. There really is a delicate balance when you're sleeping, and it's so important that you get a good night's rest. So I understand the importance if you are a very lucid dreamer. Maybe there's a reason why there are these like superstitions or these like unwritten rules of don't eat in a dream. Don't acknowledge that you're dreaming if you are dreaming, because it could go waywards and really cause you stress and anxiety while you are asleep. So it's good to know. Another thing that I saw here, it says, difficulty maintaining lucidity. Once you realize you're dreaming, it can be a challenge to hold on to that awareness. The dream world can be fickle, and the slightest distraction or disturbance can cause you to lose your lucidity and return to a more passive dreaming state. However, it's important to remember that everyone experiences dreams differently. So while I don't always have lucid dreams, that one dream always sticks with me. And I have to say, the more I research about it, there's so many takes on what dreams actually mean. For example, superstitiously, or like, I don't know if it's Latin culture, Mexican culture, which is, it could be in different cultures. It doesn't have to be just Latin, Mexican, or like my family. One time my grandmother saying, if you ever dream of murky water, like if you're swimming in an ocean, or if you're swimming in a lake, or you're swimming in general and the water is murky, that's a bad sign. But if the water is clear, it means something. If you dream of someone getting married, that actually means someone's going to pass away. If you dream of a snake, it means things. And so there's so many, like, if you look up those dream dictionaries, there's so many interpretations to dreams. But I will say sometimes when I have like a lot of stress in my everyday life, or, whether it's personal, work related, or just whatever related, sometimes I do have dreams where I'm like running away from something, or I'm trying to fight off like, bugs. Or I remember one time I dreamt that there was like a scorpion in my dream, and I like panicked. And you look into all of the symbolism of what these things mean, but there are times where I can pinpoint why I had like anxiety dreams, because in real life I am kind of anxious, or maybe I'm stressed out with work or what have you. So sometimes I can kind of connect the dots with that, but there are times where I have dreams, they're super lucid, and I do have a sense that it has a deeper meaning. Are you like that? Comment down below if you ever experienced any of this, if you believe that there's a deeper meaning to lucid dreams, if you believe you should not eat in dreams, because I will tell you, I think I'm going to stick with not eating with dreams. And I've had other dreams, lucid dreams, where, you know, people are eating dinner or I'm at a restaurant and something stops me from eating. Nothing, I just know there have been a couple of times where I remember, like one time I was like dreaming that I was at a cafe and I had coffee and like a pastry in front of me. And I guess subconsciously, because I researched you shouldn't eat in dreams, I don't remember even taking a sip of the coffee or eating this beautiful like cinnamon roll or pastry in front of me. And when I woke up, I thought, I didn't even reach to eat it. So I feel like subconsciously, now that I know, like there's warnings that why you shouldn't eat in dreams, I think now I just know, even when I'm in a dream-like state, not to eat or drink anything. So comment down below if you find that weird. Do you believe in things like that? Have you ever experienced things like that? So thank you for watching today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.